Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Blue Vale here on City Skylines. Last time out we built this, which is the old Blue Harbour, and it's working quite well. Do need to remove some of the trees that have found their way into there. Let me see if I can do that quickly. Not quite sure how that was allowed to happen, but it has. There we go, and then remove. Huh. Something... Oh, I think I know what it is. I think it's to do with these. That's the wrong thing. Oy vey, what a start to the episode, eh? But yeah, we've got some good builds going on. There we go. Some good builds going on in the city. I'm very, very happy with basically everything that's going on right now. As you can see, I got the cruise ships working. They do still despawn. I think there's a setting to turn that off, but I can't remember how to do it. And it's not the end of the line right now, so I'm not that fussed. We have got people coming out of here. That's the main thing. I have got the mod now that makes vehicles wait. Outside connection. I think it's called optimized connections or something like that. But it makes them wait until they're more full before bringing them into the map. Don't think it works with leaving vehicles, but it definitely does with arriving. You saw there we had like 900 tourists coming in. What's that? 543, 277. Oh, 700, 800 tourists coming in. Not quite sure which one you're going to. Oh, you're heading to that one. Which I have a horrible feeling this one is as well. Yes. It's going to be fun. We've got two ships coming into the same cruise terminal at the same time. Anyway, it's fine. One thing I've done off camera is I've connected Old Blue here to Vale Shores, mainly because we were getting lots of vehicles where they had to go from Vale Shores across this way into this central junction here, then back across here, and then this way to get into Old Blue. And that's not really viable. It's not what that was for. So I might put some traffic limitations on this bridge, like a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, for example, or, you know, little bits and pieces like that, so that for some people it may still be quicker to go the long way round. But I just thought, you know, we've got this excess road here off this roundabout anyway, we might as well use it. And I am, and it seems to be working quite nicely. Right, so today's episode, the topic of today's episode hasn't actually been picked by me. I was struggling to come up with an idea for what to build today, so I consulted the missus, who, as you may know, is the one who actually named this city, and she came up with a good idea. So, right now the population of the city is 147,871, so just shy of 148,000 people. We've got lots of districts, you can see them here. Old Blue is still going to get populated around the old town itself, this bit over here for example, although there's an area designated down here that I've got my eye on for a car park to serve both the cruise terminals here and also just this part of the city in general. The park and ride down here at, is it Emerald? Belmont Hills? Belmont. That's going to be expanded as well. More on that in a little bit, as in a few episodes time. Up here, this is meant to be Blue Vale University. Whoops. Blue Vale University, this section here. And this section here is just currently designated as residential. We're going to populate those today. We're going to get these up and running, and we're going to start looking potentially at getting transport over here as well. Right now, the only connection we have is the rapid bus that's temporarily been extended down here. Speaking of, I did go and find a one-lane, not just one lane, but two one-lane bus roads. So we've got these ones here without bells and whistles, which look really awesome. You can see lots of people are waiting here with the addition of the cruise ships now coming in. There's a lot of people, because I imagine this bus here is full. It is. So we might have to increase the number of buses running through here. And we got this one, which is like a little parkway thing, which looks awesome with the benches and the grass and the trees. I really like it. And the little bins there as well. So I've kept those here too, because I thought that just looked freaking awesome. This road here we might upgrade, and yeah, there's other little bits and pieces. The light rail. I'm debating having it either run round underground and surfacing over here somewhere with a station, or having it surface over here and having it connect up. The only problem with this one is I've then got to make it dive under or over this road, and that's a bit inconceivable right now. Or I can just have it this way, and then it would run under this road here through its own designated right of way in and around the car park that's going to be here, and then yeah, it will join up with something or other and continue running up. Which branch? Actually, I said there was going to be 2 branches, didn't I? One to the airport, one to the stadium. So that could work. Yeah, okay. Let's build the university first. I think that's going to be the one that, I've not built the university yet in this town, so that's going to be the one that's going to be a little bit more interesting to do. Now, in the past, I've been a little bit space constrained when it comes to building universities, things like that. This time around, we've got quite a lot of space. Almost too much space. So I'm probably going to bulk at that now instead. The plan is to kind of use as much of this area as possible and kind of have it as a big, spread out, sprawling campus. Loads of dorms, all the admin buildings that we can fit, and then have its own little dedicated transport area as well. So, bus stops, maybe a tram stop. Well, definitely a tram stop, maybe a light rail stop as well. And possibly even a ferry stop down here, and then a walkway that goes into campus. That sounds like a good idea as well. Now, this is the first time I've built a university campus in quite a while, so you'll have to bear with me as I remind myself where everything is. We definitely want a varsity area here as well. More on that in a second. There we go, university campus. This is what I want. So I'm going to be sort of looking around, seeing what kind of buildings we've got. The fact that, you've got to have campus areas is going to be interesting. Is it it's the admin building you build first, isn't it, on a road, and then you go from there. Okay, I think I'm ready to get cracking. So let's get started on the basic layout of this university, and we'll go from there. Alright, this is Blue Vale. It's currently the Blue Vale Institute, and I actually kind of like that name, so that might be what it ends up staying. But I think I've got pretty much everything I need. We've got parking for days. How this parking is going to work, I don't yet know, whether or not, because I had to move some of the land up and down and things like that. It might be a case of I have to come through and replace them, or we just accept the fact that there may be flying cars parked here. That's another thing. Ultimately, though, looks good. We've got lots and lots of dormitories. Each one can hold 300 students. University students in the city, 5,600 odd. So we're definitely sorted there, I would say. And then over here, we've got our varsity village. So if you remember, again, New Guard City, 2 cities ago now on this game, we had a varsity village. We had a varsity island, in fact, which is where the university was built. This time it's the varsity village on the opposite side of the roundabout from the main university. And we've got our aquatic centre. We've got our basketball arena. We've got our track and field. We've got our baseball park, which we don't really play baseball here in the UK, but you never know. Universities do university things. And then up and over the bridge, which I probably will rebuild. And I think the way I'll do it is I'll dive this road down and back up again. But over here we have our massive American football stadium, which again, it's not a common sport here in the UK, but it is played here in the UK. So that is enough for me for it to qualify. And the other really important thing, if I just build this this pretty pathway somehow along here, there we go. The other really important thing is we have our commencement offices here, which is where graduation takes place, which is something very important to me. For those of you that don't know, I have graduated from university. God knows how, but I have. And my graduation took place at St Albans Abbey, which is a beautiful building, funnily enough, in St Albans. If you've never been, I strongly suggest you check it out. There's a lot of Roman history in St Albans as well, if that's your thing. And yeah, very nice building. Very honoured to have graduated there. I'm just trying to get this path into position. Yeah. These paths, they're more, you know, aesthetically pleasing here rather than functional. People will use them. But they've not been built as walkways as such. They've mainly been built to get the tree lining going on. And the fact that this entire university campus is bike accessible is also a really good thing. And again, over here we've got parking for days, including lots of disabled parking outside the front of the stadium. Oh, your mascots. I was wondering what on earth that was then. Your Broncos, though, which I don't want. So I'm going to see if I can change that. I think you do that in the policies window of the university itself. So we're going to come back and we're going to change that. I like this. I really like this. Everything here just looks awesome, and there's plenty more room to fill in dormitories, which is what I'm going to do in all these blank spaces. We're just going to plug in as many dorms as possible. This side of the road, we're not. This is just the varsity side of things. I also really love the fact that the main road here dives underneath the stadium. That's freaking awesome as well. Yeah, what's not to love, man? This is incredible. And again, just imagine all this here filled with dorms. It is a bit gritty, I'll admit that, but what can you do? What can you do? I love this so much. This looks so cool. So cool. Not quite finished yet, though. There's one or two little bits here that are missing, which is we need water and we need power in order to make this work. I am going to just come over here quickly and change. Yeah, so you're not the Broncos. How do I change that? Team identity. There we go. You're going to be, I guess, the Alligators, the Blue Vale Alligators. Not a massive fan of that, but yeah. And of course, you're going to wear blue. That actually looks pretty cool. So that's baseball, basketball, football, swimming, and track and field. Which is, yeah, it'll do. It'll do. As for this, then we'll come back and sort this out at some point. Maybe we'll have visiting scholars. Universal education. Regardless of the campus reputation, students don't pay. Oh no, we need money. No free lunches. Student healthcare, possibly, but you know this is the UK, so the NHS exists. Fan club support. No. Advertising campaign, maybe. Sponsorship deals would be nice. What do I need for that? Reach acclaimed campus area reputation. Okay, well, that's something to work on. Yeah, the attractiveness looks really cool. Okay, let's get this place watered. Let's get this place powered. Then we can start watching the students flooding in. And then we can wrap this episode up. I will also, at some point, by the way, come back and add the junction here that I was trying to do. What I might do is actually have this side come off the roundabout. Which is why I built the roundabout. But now I'm looking at it, I might have built the roundabout a little too far away. But then I wouldn't have been able to fit these in. So, yeah. I'm also going to do some building renaming in this little time-lapse coming up as well. So we're going to put some power in. And we're going to do some building renaming so that everything is part of the same campus. So, yeah. Let's go do that quickly. Okay, we are powered, we are watered, we have renamed most of the buildings. We haven't done the fountains and parks and things like that. I didn't think it was worth doing those. Also, this one seems to be like very high up compared to the roads around it. So I'm just going to drop it down a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be a lot better. And yeah, that should about do it for this episode. One thing I haven't brought in here yet is transport. I feel like, you know, even in this area here or something like that would be a good spot for some form of transport. I am also going to quickly, while I remember, put a cycle path. Does this work with bikes? I don't think it does. I'm going to put a cycle path in along here, just for those who do choose to bike to and from campus. They can get across this section here, which I think they've just ridden along the path there, but you can imagine instead they come this way. That looks really weird. Don't know why it's done it like that, but never mind. If I just drag this one over here as well. There we go. And they eventually will start using this as a bike path. I don't know if this one here is going to remain as bikes or not. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, quick recap then. We've got this massive university complex, the BVI, Blue Vale Institute, which has got lots of parking, as you can see. Might put some more dorms along the back here in the future. What's the capacity right now? Do we know? It just says out 500. Student capacity. We have 11,000, which sounds like a lot. And in this game, it is a lot. But in real life, my old university, University of Hertfordshire, there were 25,000 students, I think, when I graduated, maybe even more. So, quite a lot. Tuition fees definitely need to rise. The academic year reports, I mean, we don't have a last year, so there's no point looking at that. The academic year is underway, ends in 8 days. Interesting. For this then, the academic works, we could potentially look at something here. It's not something I know about too much, so I might do a little play around. Also, yeah, can we have the rubbish picked up? This is one reason why I wanted to get the road network here a little bit better. Where is the garbage truck? There's a question. Aha, it's coming. It's over there. It's winding its way along. We do have a small recycling centre over here, but it's not exactly easy to use that, so I can understand why it's not being used. I might also have to get the bus from, or a new bus line from here over to the university, but yeah, again, we'll see. Just debating where I would put transport in the future. We could just turn this into a one-way system and have bus stops sort of off to the sides, maybe. I'll think about that. But yeah, I really like this. This looks just incredible. All it is roads placed in a grid, some paths placed around that. Who are you? Huh. Oh, you're an auxiliary. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's just roads placed in a grid, paths placed around that, with trees lining both, and then some buildings. And yet it just looks really, really cool. We got bookstores, we got math club, we got chess club, we've got, you name it, basically, we've got it. We've got cyclists coming down. Look at that. Yep, you are a student at dormitory G. Oh, it's just so cool. It's just so cool. Gonna have people cycling around, gonna have people using public transport. No idea now where the light rail is going to go here, if it does come through this way, but I feel like it needs a stop here, at least at the stadium, even if it doesn't then have one in the campus itself. I'm sure we will get one in the campus, it's just a question of where. I'm so happy with this. You can probably tell, but I am so happy with this. This is one of the best builds I've done in City Skylines, I would say. And I think on that note, it's a good time to end this episode. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Next time out, we're going to be expanding the city further with residential here, possibly surrounding Old Blue as well, and maybe even, if I have time, building the parking here for the cruise terminal, because, again, you never know, there might be a lot of people coming through here. It would also be nice if I could build some more rubbish tips around, and that might be what we start to do around this area as well. Trying to find a place where we can do that, because over here is quite a long way away, so we basically need another one of these over on this side of the city somewhere, but that might be a little ways off to worry about that still. But yeah, we're going to be building more residential and all that good stuff, but I am going to start planning where the transport around this way is going to go as well, because eventually we're going to have the tram lines here. Now, I did have an idea for splitting the tram lines here. I'm actually going to go ahead and build that off camera, because I think it will work better if I'm not distracted by the fact that I'm recording. Again, I did download the mod that removes the excess tracks here, but for some reason it just hasn't. So if anyone knows how to get that to work, or has a recommendation for a better mod that does just that, do let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes as well. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you everyone for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.